Good morning, is it from Zetster's lab? I'm busy today, pruning. You can see there at the back. This is my bougainvillea. It's one of my many bougainvilleas with all the thorns. And this morning I thought this is the day it needs some pruning. It's going all over the roof and it's just too much. And as I was pruning, you could see I was there on a chair and I'm bleeding and it's tough. Pruning is tough, but you gotta do it. And it's the same with us, with our lives. We think, oh, I'm fine, everything is good. And then all of a sudden you're placed in a situation and then your peace is gone. All of a sudden it's just these things that starts to pour out of you. Things like anger and hate and resentment and whatever. And then you realize, wow, there's still a lot of enemies that's keeping me hostage. And that's spiritual. It's all spiritual. We got to stop thinking that people are our enemies. It's the spirit. And a lot of things have been happening in our lives. I mean, last week hubby and I started having symptoms. We were terribly tired. We were coughing a little bit and our bodies ache and whatever. And you know what? I decided just go with it. Just do not become wrapped up in this absolute fear that is sweeping through the world. So I didn't tell anybody. I didn't name and claim the symptoms. It's just our body that was telling us we needed rest, we needed healing. So hubby was in his bed. He was working when he felt okay. He was still working on his laptop out of bed. I was sitting in front of the TV. It was Wimbledon. So I had the time of my life. So in the midst of the symptoms, I decided to just be. Just do those things that brings me peace and joy in the midst. So I was watching Wimbledon, as I said. I was painting when I felt better. I started painting. I did the most beautiful bush of flowers that it was for me. It's just the color is just beautiful. You can also find it on my Facebook, Zetster's Crazy Colorful Art. And today I'm feeling a little better. So I was walking outside and then I saw the bougainvillea and I thought, this is it. And I started pruning. And in the midst of this, hubby came and he said, did you hear they are now burning everything about there in Natal? We're in South Africa, so a lot of things are happening in this country in the midst of the COVID pandemic. So there's a lot of hate and things going around. The people are burning stuff and worldly, in the worldly realm, things are really not looking good. But you know what? The first thing you always feel in the midst of this turmoil is I need to get out of here. I want to get away. I want to get out of the country. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in this stuff while the situations are happening. And then I realized something. You know, if I was not supposed to be here, I would have been in New Zealand. All of you know by now, our bags were packed. The house was cleaned out from all personal stuff. We were going to use it as an Airbnb while we were going on our adventure to New Zealand. Hubby got a job. Well, we got stopped at the front door with our bags when New Zealand land closed their borders and whatever. So we're here. I am here because I need to be here in South Africa. Otherwise, I wasn't here. That's what it is. Make peace with your journey. Make peace with where you find yourself. And as I was pruning, I realized something once again. There is nothing physically that I can do to salvage the situation, whatever is happening. But what I can do, if I want to be of help to what is happening in this earthly realm, worldly realm, if I want to be of any help, the only thing I can do is to make sure that I walk in the Spirit, flow in the Spirit, flow in the life, abundant life that is in me, in you, and everybody else. We are part of this one awesome life. So if I want to help, I must not get involved in whatever is spiritually happening in this world. Fear, do not contribute to more fear, because then the spirit of fear gets stronger. Do not contribute to the spirit of racism, because then that spirit gets blown up. Do not get, or let's say, feed those spirits. Nothing is easier for the ego, for the flesh, than just to become angry, resentful, fearful, start blaming. And as soon as we do that, we contribute to what is going on. There's no use to try and reason, try and let other people see why you're right and they're wrong. That just blows up the hate and resentment and fear. So the only thing that I can do is just this day, in my home, in my town, in my country, in this world, is to make sure and do whatever I can to experience this deep-rooted peace and joy, love and power that is the abundant life in me. When I flow in that, that will flow out of me, and that will touch the spirit, work in the spiritual realm. And I just wanted to share this. I mean, I have no idea who watches the videos. I don't know if I'm gonna, whatever. I just need to share this good news. Get it spiritually into the world. It's not about who's watching. It's not about me talking. It's about the spirit. That is where our war will always be, because whatever is in us manifests in this worldly realm. So if I truly experience this abundance that is in me, abundant peace, joy, power, wisdom, then that is what will flow out of me. But when I experience hate, racism, resentment, fear, it blocks the spirit, blocks it from going out into the world. So, yes, when Hubby came and said, do you know they're burning things, and they've now started to burn here in our country, our town, I said, yes, I know, but that is it. I am not going to allow that to steal the abundant life that is in me, my peace and my joy and my power and my unconditional love. That is what we are in spirit. So the war will always be in our minds. Do not allow the enemy to enter into your home, to steal, kill, and destroy what? the abundant life that is in us. And the enemy is whatever comes through your mind that manifests the fear, anger, racism, resentment. So yes, we've got one heck of a job, but it's terribly personal. It's about what's happening between your ears. The mind, the war will always be in your mind. And if there's war in your mind and in your soul, call it whatever you want, that will manifest into this world. And then that is when you start to kill, steal and destroy and hate and all those things that's happening in this world. And we're all part of that. And the only way that we can do good and not evil, call it that, is when we turn towards the life in us and allow that to pour mightily through us to change us. My life in me. I hope it helps. So fear not, there's nothing to fear except your own thoughts. Be still and know all is well. When you look at the things of this world and what happened in this world previously, the wars, the stuff that's still going on in countries and now with us as well, you're going to always have that in this realm. That's how it was in the past and whatever, but we're not part of this world. We're not part of what's going on in this world, even though we are all manifesting in our bodies. But we're part of the spiritual world, and that's where we can make a difference. Walking in the Spirit and with the life and the abundance, only peace can nullify hate and war. Only love can save you from hate and resentment. And that is what we all are in spirit. And the moment that our eyes get opened or whatever to that place where we realize where our true power lies, and that power is unconditional love, spirit, then our lives will change, our areas will change, how we see the world will first of all change. Thanks for listening. I need to go and lie down. I am now so tired. But luckily I've got little paintings that I want to paint, so I'm just going to sit and now go into my little studio and just sit and paint, just make myself a cup of tea and just enjoy this day, my day, what I can do here in my area, in my house, with the energy that I have. I'm going to do what I need to do to keep myself grounded in this moment in my life. And cutting the bougainvillea really helped, because it's one heck of a job. And I was so busy with that I was just in the moment, savoring this moment, my manifestation, life, this moment, finding peace and joy in where I find myself in this moment. So that's why I say, in the midst of all the turmoil, hate and resentment and fear and craziness that's going on in the world, I can still experience abundant peace and joy. All of us can. That is the beauty. The life in us, abundant life in us, promises, I will give you peace and joy in the midst of any situation. So fear not. Whatever you need to go through, if it's symptoms that's similar to the pandemic, or if it's people that's burning down our country, whatever it may be. If it's my children living in Thailand and I'm missing them, I'm promised peace and joy in the midst of that. You are promised peace and joy. But how to access that is to turn towards the abundant life inside of you, where you will know all is well. Fear not. Enjoy this moment, this day, and allow the abundant life in you to flow through you and out of you into the physical world. Is it from Zetster's Lab? Have a fantastic, peaceful, powerful day. Fear not, all is well.